Yo, what's up guys? Kobe Cheese here with another Champion Impressions Guide style video. This time it's not on a new champion, but rather a revamped one. We're going to be talking about the new changes to Sivir, what I think it has done to her, and if she is now viable or not. So, as I was first playing Sivir, I was really excited because Sivir used to be one of my favorite champions. She's like one of the only ranged ADs that I actually enjoy playing. I really don't like playing ranged ADs. I don't know if that's because I just don't like playing in the bot lane or what, but I just remember that back before the whole bot lane meta, I used to play lots of Sivir solo. So what I did here was I tried out Sivir with my old style of play where I play in the solo lane and I just push lanes all day, and I tried her out as a duo lane carry as well, and I thought I'll bring you guys a couple of clips as well as my thoughts on how both of those stack up in today's gameplay style. So let's just go over first of all kind of some of the changes they did to her. So they gave her longer attack range, about 75 extra range on her attacks, and that puts her even with Teemo, I believe, which is not bad. As we know, Teemo can be viable. He used to be used as like a solo top pusher as well, you know, the whole Rain Man Wriggles thing. But in any case, I think that the new Sivir is extremely powerful. They raised her AD ratio on her boomerang a slight bit, so now you can actually max your Q first, and it will do a crap load of damage. If you're in the bot lane with another person, especially someone who's aggressive, like especially like a Leona or an Alistar or Taric, if you can get somebody locked down where it's easy for you to land both your outward and your inward style of your boomerang, you're going to hit them so hard. At first, when I started playing Sivir, I didn't actually think she was that strong because I was, not used to it. But as I got to playing and got used to it, I was like, holy crap, this new Sivir is really powerful. And one thing that actually helped me out a lot, since most of her abilities are scaling on AD, of course, is I ran full AD runes. This is like literally everything AD, no armor pin or anything. It makes you a little bit stronger in the early game, like all the way through level 9. Of course, armor pin is good for your auto attacks after like level 9 or so, but personally, I prefer the giant amount of attack damage just because not only can you last hit really well with it, it makes last hitting so much easier, but of course your early game boomerang damage is so much bigger, and then the fact that you have that extra attack with your W refresh is really nice as well. So what I like to do on Sivir is if I'm actually going in the duo lane, I'll take my boomerang at level 1 and I'll get W or E depending on the lane I'm against. If I need to block abilities and stuns, I'll take my shield at level 2. Otherwise, if I want to get really aggressive, I'll take my W at level 2 and then I'll take my boomerang at 3. And that's when you really want to get strong on someone. You want to just go in and throw your boomerang and then auto attack and then refresh that auto attack with another one. That's going to chunk somebody's HP down really far. Especially, like I said, if you have those extra attack damage runes. Of course, for the masteries, this is the same as any other carry. You do 2109 and just get all the attack damage masteries there, and you'll be good to go. So I really do like the Sivir in the bot lane. I think she really stacks up very well against a lot of other carries, especially, you know, the way stuff works, like the Caitlyn and Taric style of gameplay where they like stun you and attack you. She can counter that with her shield. She can counter an Alistar. Basically, any kind of counter, she's counter aggression because she can just free farm in the lane and not really worry too much about getting hit with condemning abilities and things like that. So it really works out well. And then if you have an aggressive lane, you can actually get quite aggressive with your boomerang because it does do so much extra damage as well. But the way I personally prefer to play Sivir, and this is just because it's my personal playstyle, I like to play solo lane champions. And so I thought, well, you know, right now that's usually not popular, but I think it is actually very viable right now. You can play Sivir in the mid lane or in the top lane, especially if you get if you want to really play counter aggressive or you know, you want to counter pick, then let's say they pick a Kassadin. You go middle against Kassadin with Sivir, and you're just going to completely wreck him. He can't hit you with his abilities because you're going to get extra mana back from them, and then you can just run up and auto attack him to death. It's really powerful. Also like to play her in the top lane. She counters pretty much all those melee tanky champions because there's nothing they can do. I mean, you attack them and you get that extra run speed. Now her new passive allows her to run really fast. So you auto attack them and you run back, and then they run back, and then you auto attack them some more. So she can be like Riven. She can do Udyr, things like that. You're not necessarily going to just outright crush Some champions like Udyr have great sustain, but you're not going to get crushed by them. You're going to have free farm in the lane because you're a ranged champion and it's really easy. And then you can block ganks with your shield and you're going to have flash. I also take teleport on her because whenever you play solo lane Sivir, teleport is extremely powerful for pushing those lanes. What I like to do is I'll wait for somebody to, let's say like there's a 4v4 and it's out of my reach, I can either teleport into that fight, but if there's like a creep wave, all you need is one creep wave and your ultimate, and you can take down an entire tower. So if you have a creep wave at a tower and there's a fight going on the other side of the map, you can literally take a tower or two before they are able to respond to you. You pop your ultimate with your creeps at the tower and boom, you just I mean literally mow down towers with Sivir, and it's really, really strong. So what I like to do is I will take a Bloodthirster as my first item. Of course, I will pick up, well, actually, it depends on the lane I'm against. So if I'm going solo lane, I'll do boots, 3 pots. If I'm going to go in the duo lane with someone who has sustain, I'll take a Doran's Blade first. But eventually, I'll always get a Doran's Blade and Berserker Greaves, and then into a Bloodthirster, and then I'll go for a Phantom Dancer. And after that, it kind of depends on the playstyle of the game that I want to go for. But I can either go for like a Black Cleaver if I want to do a lot of armor pin. I really like playing Sivir with another AD carry in the game. Like if I go top and then we have like a Tristana or a Vayne bottom, that works out really well. If we do have another AD carry, I usually pick up like a Black Cleaver so that I can penetrate their armor even further for our attack damage carry. And if not, you can either pick up another Phantom Dancer, or you can go for an Infinity Edge or another Bloodthirster. There's so many different possibilities on Sivir because the type of champion that she is. She has so much extra attack speed from her ultimate. It just works out really, really well in the end. But anyways, guys, that's kind of how I build her. But in any case, if you take teleport, you're not going to have your exhaust. A lot of people like exhaust. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Exhaust isn't that powerful unless you're just going to try and isolate their carry and go one-on-one. Especially if you're on the solo lane, it doesn't really matter as much because usually your carry will get the exhaust. So it kind of balances itself out. Even when I'm in the bottom lane, depending on how I want to play, if I want to get really, really aggressive or counter-aggressive, you can pick up that exhaust if you would like. But usually I just try and play it safe, and I sometimes will even take teleport when I'm in the bottom lane. That way I can still do some split push action. It just depends on how the team wants to play it out. So it works out really well in that case. One build that I'm not really a fan of, but it's what I used to do on Sivir, is go for that more tanky Sivir build where you can pick up like a Bloodthirster first, and then you go for maybe a Warmog's Atma's type of setup. And this can work if you're trying to pull off a really a tank team type of setup and you're worried about getting engaged on a whole lot. Personally, I just rely on good positioning, and especially now with her extra attack speed, or not attack speed, but move speed from attacking champions, I really like to go for the more just burst Sivir, like big cleanup mode, and use your shield wisely. You want to make sure not to just pop a shield as soon as you go into a fight. You want to try and look at your opponents and say, okay, what spells are they going to shoot at me? Are they going to shoot their stun second? Like, are they going to shoot something that I need to be worried about first? You know, it's basically you just have to judge your opponents and decide when to pop your shield. Sometimes you're going to screw it up, but you just have to get a little bit of practice on Sivir, and once you do, she gets really, really strong, and I think she's actually, at this point in the game, one of the stronger carries in the game. I mean, maybe it's just a bias of mine because I really like Sivir, but honestly, from the play that I've seen, I really think that Sivir is really strong and stands out currently, and she only gets better and better based on the team you're with. So not only does she give your entire team that move speed boost for engaging in fights, it's like a really long duration Shrelia's Reverie. So there you go. That alone is really strong. Being able to send your team right into battle or run away very quickly. And so one strategy that works really well with the Sivir team is if you're retreating, usually teams will like to chase you. And if they chase you a little bit too far, then they're obviously going to have to run back themselves. So that's when you would pop your ultimate and be able to chase them down, and there's no way they can get away at that point, and you can just engage on them. So there's a lot of strong possibilities in that sense. But then not only does she have that extra speed, but if you have some people on your team who benefit from that attack speed, let's say you have like an Olaf, or you have an Udyr or a Vayne who went bottom lane and you were solo top, then your entire team just got extremely powerful because you're all attacking much faster, you're all running faster, they can't get away from you. So I think that just that alone makes Sivir so powerful because she's like an attack damage carry with a team-wide super buff, and that's just really, really strong to be able to bring that type of utility as well as an immense amount of damage to the enemy team. And not only that, but you're really hard to kill yourself because you have that spell shield and you have that movement speed. So it just really works out in just so many different ways. The main thing you need to learn with Sivir is to use your auto attack refresh combo as efficiently as possible. So when you're attacking, it's a little different than most melee champions when you have an auto attack refresh where you just attack and then you push it and it refreshes. It's a little harder to judge how fast it is because, first of all, you're attacking really fast. So in order to get the most damage off of your W refresh, you have to literally watch as soon as she throws out her first attack and then hit that W again, because at first it's going to feel like you should push W right after your attack hits, but that's not the case. You need to push it right after your attack animation throws out that attack, so that you're literally throwing 2 attacks in the air before the first one hits. The other one's already thrown out, and hopefully that makes sense. But it's a really big deal. You can actually increase your damage by a whole lot more if you get that attack refresh just like perfectly. So that's the main thing you're going to learn with Sivir, is using your boomerang to throw out auto attack and auto attack refresh and then another auto attack, all in great succession, and that's going to give you the biggest burst of damage initially whenever you're fighting a target. On your boomerang, personally, once you get used to it, or maybe even before you get used to it, I like to use Smart Cast on it, and sometimes this is actually going to hurt you more than help you if you're not good at using Smart Cast. So you kind of have to decide, all right, should I use this or should I not? But for the most part, I like to use Smart Cast on the boomerang because I'm used to it now. I've used it for so long, so that might help you get in a quick attack, but you have to be sure not to accidentally click in the wrong spot because your boomerang is just going to fly out in a random direction, and that's never good. So anyways, overall, guys, my consensus is that the new Sivir is very powerful. I do like the changes that they made to her, and I feel like you will see her more by people who understand her strength. Hopefully you will now understand her strength and start to pick her up and play her in games, and you'll understand just how good you can be and the correct team comp. The main thing you want to know how to do on Sivir is to realize when to go push down towers and then when to join in team fights. So it's usually always better for your team to group FS4 people and just block people at the tower while you push down 2 towers and then teleport to the other side of the map and do the same thing to another one, that sort of thing. Those are the times when Sivir really shines. But even in team fights, Sivir is a really strong champion. So whether you're a split pusher or a team fighting champion, I think that Sivir is going to really help you out a lot. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you're ready for more, please hit that like button. It actually helps me out a whole lot. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. As you know, my channel is now league-based only, so you'll only be seeing league videos from me almost every single day. This is Kobe Cheese, guys. I'll see you around for the next one. Peace out.